And we're here. Top 10 guilty pleasure movies we like that weren't very popular or something like that.
Or that people tell you shouldn't like.
Yeah, because what do they know? I didn't number them in any specific order.
Nah, I didn't really do an order either. I got my number one. I got the number one that I feel is a solid number
I think we
one.
both looked at these a little bit differently. Movies that like tanked that we both liked.
Maybe.
It's kind of how I looked at it. Some were just like, people say they're stupid, but we like them anyway. But.
Well, I don't know. Like, part of it to me, too, was I find this movie very enjoyable. However, if I brought it up in conversation, there would be a lot of people that would be like, what?
Yeah.
Like, because that's another one. Because I didn't even include any Kevin Smith movies in that, which I think.
Clerks would have been in that for me.
Yeah, like you start talking about it or you quote it in public and people are, you're high-fiving your boy or fist bump and everyone's like, why is that even funny? Seriously, Brody? Like, don't even get the joke.
I'll just start.
Just rifle through. We're not going to bounce back and forth because we're not even going to be anywhere.
All right. There's a little more than 10. I think I have some honorable mentions. But Mystery Men. I don't know if it was a real comic book adaptation, like a comic book movie or cartoon or whatever comic book. But the movie, to me, was very funny, very well done.
It was.
Well casted. The William H. Macy's in it. You have Kel Mitchell.
He graduated an hour that way.
Yep. Who else? This
that chick.
Which one?
She was with the chick with the bowling ball head.
Yeah, I don't remember her name though.
Yeah, but she was in a lot of shit.
She was in a lot of shit, but I can't.
But
remember
anyway, it
her
doesn't matter.
God, there's the guy who played Pee Wee Herman was the spleen. You had Ben Stiller was in it. He was Captain Fury or Mr. Fury or whatever. The Shoveler. He's my favorite. The Invisible Boy. I can only go invisible when people aren't looking at me. It's great.
But it worked out for what it was.
Oh,
it really
who was
did.
it?
It was the best. He was
the guy who played young Patches O'Houlihan was the Blue Raja or whatever.
Yeah, with the spoons.
Yeah, with the forks,
silverware. Yeah, that was good shit.
The Blue Raja. He could throw forks really well.
That's good shit.
I love that movie. The villain. Something Frankenstein. Casanova Frankenstein was what his name was. Oh, God, I don't know. I just really enjoyed the movie. And the guy who made all like the special weapon tech and non-lethal weapons that were just really awesome though.
Yeah.
God. Okay. So that one is on my list. Van Helsing. I don't know why this movie didn't do well. I thought it was first off, it was like one of the first movies I went to with like a girl, so that's why I always remember it.
Crimson Tide.
That was you?
Yeah. Actually, finger banged her while she was on a rag.
Good idiot. Actually, no, Scooby-Doo was, but the Van Helsing was the first one I went to where like we didn't even watch the movie. You know what I mean? Scooby-Doo was like a group of people. Anyway, Van Helsing, Hugh Jackman, was it Kate Beckinsale?
Yeah.
Kate Beckinsale.
I thought it was a fun movie.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. It tied in a lot of different stories together. The music in it was good. The action was awesome. The lore was good. Like the plot, like everything was fit together very well. I don't know why it didn't do that well, and it didn't get a sequel. I was expecting a sequel, but it is what it is.
We probably have to go back and look at the weekend it came out and what it was up against. Because I guarantee you,
there was technically a sequel, but it was a cartoon. It was cartoon made sequel.
I watched that.
So Armageddon, which I think it's on both of our lists.
I can't believe it's so low. Well, no, I didn't include it in my list.
I'm not going to order.
Well, I didn't include it in my list because it was technically a box office smash.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people, like 10 years later, and how critical are people of that movie?
Oh, everyone fucking hates it.
Yeah.
You show it to a kid nowadays and they fucking hate it.
I love that movie. It's funny, has romance, has action in it, has suspense, has drama, has everything. It's everything you can get in one movie.
It really does. It's
without any scientific factuality in it, but there's some.
I'll give them 2 inches.
It's so factually inaccurate on a lot of things, like physics-wise, that if you're striving to be an astronaut, your final, like one of your part of your final exam is you must watch Armageddon and point out like all 168 things that are completely wrong about how things work in space and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
That's how inaccurate it is.
And jumping the warthog across the ditch is like the first thing you should notice.
It made sense a little bit. You turn off your burners, you'll float, and as soon as you turn your burners on,
not woo, boom, done. Yeah. That thing isn't landing properly. Don't watch it with Neil deGrasse Tyson because you're just not going to have any fun.
Nope, that's wrong. Let me show you here why this wouldn't. Okay.
And I love Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Battles. I like him, but I don't like his take on who would win, Iron Man or Batman. I don't want to get to that.
We're not having that.
We're not having that argument. Maybe that'll be our next one, but we're not having that argument.
I would like to call him and ask him.
Battleship. Battleship to me was actually a very fun movie. I enjoyed watching it.
Popcorn cinema at its best.
It was so good. I liked it. It came out the same week as fucking Avengers. Bro, what do you expect?
Yeah.
It was a week after. I'm sorry. It was a week after Avengers. What do you expect's going to happen?
Yeah, I don't think Hasbro was smart on that one.
I still like the movie. Overseas, it did over. I think it was almost like $500 million.
Well, so. it was fun. It was just good fun. And then when he broke out the Missouri 3/4 of the way through the film, like, holy shit, are you kidding me? Breaking out the old timers, throwing pinballs machines and shit out of the museum.
Well, what was really cool was how they spotted how they used like the PUI system to make it look like
they were playing Battleship. Yeah.
That's what.
You knew they were going to tie something like that in there, but the way they did it was pretty smart.
And Liam Neeson wasn't the lead in it. It was Taylor something.
Kitchener.
Yeah. He gets a lot of rap for a lot. Like his next
movie. They don't give him any fucking credit.
I think he just takes movies that other guys won't do, and then he gets like shit on for it.
I loved John Carter.
So did I. I enjoyed that movie. So
flat out.
And that did horrible in the box office. Cost a lot of money to make. But I actually enjoyed the movie. So.
Yeah, Disney ate shit on that one. That's like the only thing they've ate shit on in the last 10 years. But they make enough money from everything else.
I think the issue with that is that there's only like a few people that really know the story of John Carter.
I think they mismarketed it, which would be the reason.
If they'd have put out like a lot of stuff promoting like the comic books beforehand, and people like, oh, I want to read this because this is going to come out in the movie. They read it, like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm actually going to watch it. And then they enjoy it. That's how you market it. Like, a lot of things you don't have to market. Star Wars does not need marketed.
No. You can just say one is coming out on December 17th, and that's all you have to say.
I mean,
that's it.
You can market it, but
you don't have to.
You don't have to. And, I mean, like I said, you can market like Star Wars, Batman, Marvel. And
but those movies don't need trailers. You'll go regardless. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah, really. You could probably just have like a trailer release and make money off of that.
Disney's mistake in that one was they were marketing the name and not the title. Like most of the previews I saw for that was John Carter. John Carter, John Carter, John Carter. A lot of people are going to look at that and be like, John Carter, who the fuck's John Carter? Why am I going to see? Like, you don't know. Is it a biography or is it what? Just, you're not seeing a poster. You're just, oh, it's listed in your newspaper as a movie that's coming up. Mm-hmm. John Carter. Who the fuck's John Carter? You're not even going to take a second glance at it. Mm. You make sure that you put John Carter from Mars. You're like, oh, well, now I am well aware of the fact that it is a science fiction movie. Like, it's a given. Oh, wait a minute. What's the name of that guy from DC? Martian Manhunter. Isn't his name John? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get people to ask questions and do a little bit of research. I read all the graphic novels. I thought it was a fantastic piece. One of my favorite reads is A Princess of Mars. So go fuck yourself.
Yep. Fight Club. Though it is very popular now. A lot of people, it is popular. It bombed on the box office. It did not get popular until it went to DVD.
It didn't make sense to anybody. I saw it in the theaters.
It made complete sense to me.
I thought it was hilarious.
It bombed in the box office. That's why it's on my list. But it's actually a very good movie. Fantastic. One of the cult movies of all time. Even though it did, like, in the next two on my list actually burned very badly in the box office. But I like those movies. I will sit down and watch them if they are on. If Fight Club is on, I will sit down and watch Fight Club.
You know what? If I see that Fight Club's on, I will actually go over to the shelf, pull out the Blu-ray, and throw it in because just the edited for television version just fucking kills me.
It kills me too.
It's like Moondog Saints. I can't do that either.
Con Air.
Damn it.
What? You missed it?
Completely forgot about Con Air.
Con Air to me is like Armageddon.
It's like Face Off.
It's like Armageddon to me because Armageddon has just a little bit of everything. There's the same thing in Con Air.
Except for that terrible fucking Southern Mississippi accent of Nicolas Cage.
Why couldn't you just put the bunny back in the box?
That just kills me. That's it. Every time I hear him talking in a movie, I just want to punch him.
Hey, at least we didn't get no Nicolas Cage Superman movie. That would have been horrible. We'll
see how Ben Affleck does, and then we'll have this argument.
I don't think Ben Affleck's gonna do bad, but I don't want to get too much into that.
I'm just saying we'll have that argument.
Cutthroat Island. $300 million only made 90.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You never seen Cutthroat
I
Island?
have no idea what you're talking
It's a
about.
pirate movie.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What's the girl's name? You've seen League of Their Own, right?
Yeah.
No, it's about those two sisters.
Yeah.
The older one stars in it.
Whatever.
It's a pirate. It's a good pirate movie.
It was so terrible, I didn't even see it.
Chronicles of Riddick. Box office bomb.
The movie or the entire thing?
The movie. As in the second in the, what would you guess?
Was it a box office bomb?
Oh my god, yeah.
I love it.
But it's such a good movie.
I love it.
Unless you're, like, you have an issue where a lot of people...
You can't see that movie. That's definitely a tie-in, though. You cannot watch that movie without having seen Pitch Black.
Yeah, I completely
You
agree
absolutely
with you.
have to have seen Pitch Black.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree with you. But it is what it is. Chronicles of Riddick.
Black did so well.
Yeah, but a lot of people didn't see Pitch Black and didn't know that it was tied in with Chronicles of Riddick. So they just go in the Chronicles of Riddick and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
So Pitch Black 2 probably would have sold better.
Probably.
Okay. I'll go with that. I understand why they called the first movie Pitch Black, though. It made complete sense. But
They could have called it Pitch Black 2, the Chronicles of Riddick. But and the third one, Riddick did very well because it was called Riddick and they knew it tied into Chronicles of Riddick. So,
I enjoyed that one too.
So yeah. Waterworld. Say what you want. I actually enjoyed that movie.
I fucking hate it. I actually fucking hate that movie.
Why?
I don't know, man. I just it never sold me. I never got into it. Every time it comes on,
I like
I'm
the
just kind of
premise
like,
more.
you know what? I could be masturbating to something else right now.
You actually masturbated the Waterworld? That's gross.
No, I just saw it come on TV and decided that was a more productive use of my time.
I like the premise of it. That's more or less what I like about it. I like the premise of it. But
Didn't sell me.
John Wick.
How is Kevin Costner still getting
Kevin Costner, you can say what you want. That movie was like doomed to fail. The first director they had had a heart attack. They got another one. He broke his leg during filming of a scene.
He's telling the entire story.
He got another one. They got another one. I think actually Kevin Costner might have actually taken over to finish the movie.
You coming?
Thinking about it.
You coming, Butters? You want to be on TV?
They had 80 minutes of the film in the can, and something happened. Someone opened the trunk of their car and they caught the thing, and it got destroyed and exposed. So they had to refilm the whole thing. It just cost more than it was worth, and Kevin Powers actually gave up his own money to finish filming the movie. It was just doomed to fail, but you can say what you want about him. He didn't give up on the movie. He gave up a lot of his own money to finish it. So,
well, no, I appreciate a man who's willing to just I believe in my product. That's fine. Good for him. I'm just saying it didn't buy me, and I've seen some pretty shitty films and love some pretty terrible movies.
Okay, John Wick. If you haven't seen it,
I thought it did okay.
I thought it was a very good movie.
I haven't seen it, but I thought it did okay.
No one can relate more to John Wick. I think everyone. You can unplug it, dude. Just unplug it.
We good?
Yeah, we're good. We have plenty of battery left.
I have that.
Yeah. Everyone can relate to this one thing. That if all of us, this guy went nuts and started hurting people and killing people because they killed his dog.
Well, the day after his wife dies.
Well, that's within a week. But
whatever.
It was the day after his wife's funeral. He got the dog, and
that would still piss me off.
Yeah.
I would probably start.
And that was the last thing his wife gave to him to help him grieve. So I personally enjoyed the movie.
I
I thought it was awesome. I can't wait for the second. Well, Keanu Reeves gets a lot of shit, and I just remembered a movie I missed, Constantine. God damn it!
That didn't get enough credit.
I love that movie.
That was fun.
God, that movie was so good.
That was really fun.
John Wick. Some actors just get a bad rap. A lot of movies are like that Taylor Kissinger guy. Is that his name? Kitchener. Yeah. He gets a bad rap. Keanu Reeves gets a lot of bad rap. Nicolas Cage gets a bad rap for a lot of the movies he's in. Some of them deserve a bad rap. I'm not gonna go out there and say all his movies are bad or good.
Pull you back and away from the camera.
True Lies. That's such a good movie. Even you gotta admit that's a good movie.
She looks fucking hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, both of the girls in it were hot.
Yeah, but come on, you know who I referred to.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah. Man, she is stacked.
Man.
And everything else is good, but she's stacked. True Lies, a good action movie. I will watch anytime it's on. It's really good. And the last one I will throw out there, this is actually kind of an animated regular movie crossover, Page Master. And it bombed in box office.
Disney's The Page Master?
Yeah.
Did it really bomb?
It bombed like, oh god, dude. It went down like a cheap hooker, man. Seriously.
Like panties on prominent?
Oh yeah. It went down faster than a busload of fat women on the way to see Ricky Martin.
Give it to me.
Okay, let's see your list, man.
Oh god. Not near as entertaining as your list. That's damn short. Wow. I went another way with this, but he's clapping for his list. If you can see it, he's actually doing that. He just learned to clap. You give the internet your Indian? There you go.
Can't even see it, but it's pretty cool.
It's cute. 7 Psychopaths.
Never seen it.
Just fun, just deranged, delirious, out there left field, Christopher Walken, just good times. Good times.
You know, we can probably throw out there, because I don't know if they did extremely well in box office, but they are cult favorites. Saw. The Saw series.
Mommy's trying to call the baby over. Colin, who do you love more? You'll see why I said 7 Psychopaths next. Smoking Aces.
Oh, yeah, that's a good movie.
Did not do very well over and if you were to talk about that movie in general conversation with the human being.
Cloud, right?
Yeah, and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. No one's going to know what the hell you're talking
about. Oh, no, Smoking Aces with the Assassins. Not the one thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
No one's going to know what you're talking about. But it's just an overall fun movie, and it's hysterical. It's hilarious. You're not moved to tears at any one point in it, but that's okay. After that, I have John Carter from Mars. From Mars being the important term there. Love it. Absolutely love it. Didn't do well. Nobody really likes it. I enjoy it. And after that, Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift. Everybody hates that fucking movie.
I like that movie, personally.
I thought it was fun.
I was hoping Lucas Black
would get more work.
Yeah, he'd get a bigger
part. I thought he would get tied into the next one.
Maybe he still will. I don't know. But.
Yeah. Especially since Paul Walker's dead. God rest his soul. He was a great dude.
God rest you.
Peace of my homies in the desert. After that, Crank and Crank 2.
See,
I'm going to say that one solid thing because it is just a monstrosity of absolute terrible.
I'm not a fan of that at all.
It is absolutely terrible, and it's terrible for the sake of being terrible. It laughs at itself the entire damn 2 films, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love something that laughs at its face. After that, and this is definitely a guilty pleasure, because I will go pop it in right now and watch it and love every minute of it. The original Power Rangers.
Who's all Power Rangers?
I will pop it in right now and love it.
It's just
Mighty Morphin, not fucking Zeo, not any of that bullshit.
Not Turbo.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Love it. Absolutely love it.
It's like one of my favorite songs is in that. 2 songs that like guilty pleasure songs would be in that.
Yeah.
What's it?
Van Halen.
Free Ride.
Be Love.
Free Ride. No. No, Free Ride. No, at the end of you're talking about the end. That's Dreams.
No, but Van Halen's like one of the songs that they tied into that film because I remember from all the promotions. Why Can't This Be Love was like played constantly with like.
I remember when they're roller skating and they're playing like what's the Free Ride?
Yeah.
The mountain is high, the valley is low. And then that one, which is like a guilty pleasure, you just hear it and you're like, that's like whenever you hear the song like Moni Moni, everyone likes that song.
Okay.
The pony.
Well, you're gonna set us up for next week, and we're gonna actually bypass what we're gonna do, and we're just gonna like bump that.
Okay.
Because I think it takes more time. After that, Hard Candy.
Never seen it.
Hard Candy, huge indie film, was raved about at Sundance, Sunset. Yeah. And I think it was the first performance by shit, I can't remember her name. She's like that tall. Maybe shorter. I can't even think of what she was in. Hey, honey, what was the name of that chick in Hard Candy?
Ellen Page.
Yeah, Ellen Page.
Oh, okay.
Ellen Page. It was a brilliant take.
Inception. She was in Inception.
Yeah. It was a brilliant take on who was the predator and who was the prey in situations involving a pedophile. I thought it was a very... Yeah. But I thought it was a very eye-opening thing as to, like, are these girls preying on these guys knowing that they could get paid out of it? Or, vice versa. I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And while I'm talking about Hard Candy, I'll also say Buried with Ryan Reynolds, because if you didn't fucking see it, you're fucking missing out. It's literally 2 hours of him in a box. And you are completely engaged. But anyway. My number 4 would be Thank You for Smoking. It didn't do well. Aaron Eckhart, just fantastic in his role.
It might not have done well in theaters, but did very well.
It might have been critically acclaimed, but I absolutely love that movie. And when I bring it up to other people, they're all like, who would do something so stupid as name a movie Thank You for Smoking? I'm like, well, I don't know.
It is sort of kind of a documentary, isn't it?
Yeah, the people who want you to quit fucking smoking.
It is based on truth.
Oh, actually, that was my number 3, my bad. Number 2, I have Starship Troopers. And yes, it did fantastic at the box office, but for the most part, you bring that film up in current conversation, nobody has any idea what you're talking about, let alone the fact that the original story was in a novel that was released in the 60s that I read and I own and I absolutely love. And I think their form of government is perfect and we should actually work toward that, but that's besides the point.
I'm with most of it, except for just I don't understand. As highly technological as they are, doesn't seem like you need as much mobile infantry as they claim they need.
I don't care. It's still fun.
Like you can just
nuke it from
search and destroy, and then
nuke it from space.
Yeah, nuke it from space, search and destroy, and then that's just my opinion on it.
Well,
other than that, I do agree with you that. Like,
do you think you could bring that movie up just randomly, being a bartender right now, and just say, yeah, that's like Starship Troopers? How many people do you get to bite on that conversation?
Some people have to bite on it.
Majority, minority.
Depends on the audience. Hey, cat, get out of here.
Well, you just got a shot of white pussy. Deal with that.
Like if it was our Friday crew, yeah.
Oh yeah, Friday crew's gonna buy it.
Friday, random customers, nah. I don't. How would it work today? We have such a victim society saying that it's not fair that if I, like for example, I'll give an example. Like I always told you that like my ex always liked to be the victim, Laura.
Yeah.
I told her about that movie and how like I wish it was more. We had a more society like that.
I love it.
And she's like, well, that's not exactly fair to everyone, is it? And I'm like, what do you mean? It was like, well, for example, I can't serve in the military because I'm asthmatic, or if I have bad knees or whatever. Is it fair to me that I will never have the right to vote because I physically can't perform in the military, so they wouldn't let me in?
Yeah, but then I'm sure they would let you in because they've come to the realization, like actually everyone currently living in this data overinfused world should know that there's a job for everyone in the army.
See, what I explained, like, well, maybe it would be more like if you're a citizen, not a civilian, you get 2 votes. If you're a civilian, you get 1.
Well, but not even that. Would that even? Maybe you'd have a hard time through boot, but not everyone's cut for combat. It's a full-on fact.
Yeah.
People go to the military and become a fucking cook.
Yeah.
A cook. And that's what they do in the military is they cook. We need clerks. We need people to do shit. We need logistics guys that just fucking think of shit for us to do all day long.
This is a great talk relevant to today.
Yeah, well, we're not going to do that right now. You know what? We're going to save that for next week. We'll have the Starship Troopers government.
Is that all your movies?
No.
You have one more, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
And my number 1 guilty pleasure, Hudson Hawk. Bombed. Completely bombed at the box office. If you make just a random reference to the film or a joke or anyone in the film,
One away, baby.
no one's going to take you seriously or even know what the fuck you're talking about to begin with. If I looked, like, I'll guarantee you, I'll tell you right now, Bruce Willis and Danny Aiello sung Swinging on a Star in that film. You know what you're doing right now? Bullshit. It had an album. I have it on my iPod. I absolutely love listening to them sing it. And Bruce Willis had an album released in 1986 called The Return of Bruno. Look it up here.
I can't comment on this because I've never seen
Exactly.
I've never seen Hudson
I
Hawk.
went way out.
I'm trying to think of what would be like a guilty pleasure movie from the 80s for me.
That's my guilty pleasure. Because
there's a bunch of movies that if Star Wars, obviously, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, any of those 3 I would watch absolutely.
Yeah, but they're right. But right now, as good as they are, they're actually really good hangover movies.
Like like another movie that is like really good movie, but it bombed in the box office. Blade Runner. It did horrible in box office.
They're getting ready to redo that in 2017.
They could probably do that now. That wouldn't be bad. They could probably get better graphics and everything. But
I didn't hate it.
It bombed in box office.
I didn't hate it. It's not one of my favorite heroes in Portland.
It has such a nice following. Why is a cat laying on my shirt? I did not realize that till now.
Because he's Hemi, and that's what
I have to go to the church after this.
I'll give you a shirt that is freshly clean.
I wanted to wear that one, but okay. Sorry.
It'll be a blue Under Armour.
I'll just throw it in. I'll just like shake it out, throw it in your dryer. I do that.
Yeah, we'll toss it.
Okay. All right. Any you thought of, like Constantine's one I missed off mine. Think of any more you could probably throw out there if you wanted to?
I don't know. Like you covered all the ones I was really thinking of, like Fight Club, Boondock Saints.
That movie.
Thoroughly enjoyed.
Here's the thing about Boondock Saints is that I don't ever remember going in theaters. Did it?
Not the second one. The first one.
It's strictly straight to DVD. I thought it was straight to DVD.
No, the second one was straight to DVD. The
third
one
it
didn't.
Second one wasn't. I thought it was the other way around. The first one went straight to DVD.
I don't think it did.
I can't say either way. I was too young when it originally came out.
We need someone whiter and smarter than we are. No, the internet is not whiter and smarter than we are.
It's Google was whiter and smarter than we are.
He's gonna look it up, dear. If anyone's never seen an Encarta commercial, fuck himself.
What year did Boondock Saints come out? And did it come out in theaters or DVD?
Wow, you are just... Siri's like, what the fuck, JD? Did Siri just what the fuck, JD?
What year did Boondock Saints come out? Apparently it's slow like a white guy, too. We've got some black Google. That'd be fast.
Usain Bolt fast.
So racist.
I am very.
I had a good racist joke earlier. I'm gonna have to make another mine.
Actually, I can send my list to you. I didn't even realize that.
You can?
Yeah.
I can do it to you too. There's Apple products. Okay, it's not showing up. I guess
Siri, what year was Boondock Saints released? Answer me, you digital cunt.
Cortana. Yeah, it's Cortana. Cortana. What year did Boondock Saints come out? '99. And it came out. I got it now. Give me 2 seconds. Well, it did have a theatrical release poster. Oh yeah, what's his name? Daryl's in it.
Yeah, Daryl's straight up in it.
I heard an interesting theory as to why they keep fucking up on that show, and why Daryl is going to be.
Wait, well, what do you mean they're not fucking up on that show? It's not supposed to follow the comic. That's the point.
No, like why they always like screw up and why they always seem to get found by like a random zombie somewhere.
Is it Daryl's fault?
No. The theory is this: that since they've been fighting and basically they're all almost deaf.
Would you like me to take a time out on that so I can throw your shit in the dryer?
No, I'm good. You got an hour. I don't need to dry it. I just need to get the hair off of it.
Okay, but I still need to.
It'll take 5 minutes. Let's take 3 minutes for me to explain this. The theory is this, and it's very simple, and I think you'll probably agree that there's some merit to it. They're all basically deaf. From years of like being in shootouts with zombies or shootouts with other people, they're firing guns off really close, and they don't have time for protective ear gear, right?
Yes.
So they're all close to being deaf. So they're louder and talking than they think they are. They just think that they're talking normal, and they're actually talking louder because all of them are hard of hearing. That's why they never hear like a zombie will like just be walking through the woods and all of a sudden show up and they never heard it coming. Why is that? They're all basically deaf, except for one person.
Daryl.
Because why?
Crossbow,
exactly. I'm sure he shot guns off, but nowhere near as much as everyone else.
Yeah.
And Rick is probably the deafest of all of them because he has that freaking hand cannon he had for like the first 3 seasons.
It wasn't that big.
It was dude. What was it? 40-some Magnum. That thing was a big gun, man. That's still a big gun. Just saying.
He's about ready to go into anaphylaxis, by the way.
I'm not. I'm fine. My beard gets itchy. If I don't have my beard, I'm no shave November. So going now. It's going in nicely. You gotta admit, it's going. I'm like Andrew Lucking it.
You're definitely about 1 day away from being Amish.
No, not long enough. But theory makes a little bit of sense, right?
Makes a little bit of sense, but
And the whole time we're like, why are they so stupid? Why are they never hear zombies? All this, plain and simple. That's a very
that'd be a nice observation, good overall. But then again, the internet is full of retards.
Yeah, but I think it makes sense.
So anyway, changing it. Next week was supposed to be top 10 favorite South Park songs, but there are currently 359 up till season 17, and we haven't even covered season 18 yet. So we're going to skip that. Next week's going to be top 10 guilty pleasure songs.
Okay, so what do we classify as guilty pleasure? Like if you hear it, you'll listen to the whole thing, or you like hearing it, or
you don't want your friends to know you're listening to it right now. Other than me, but me and you were on the same page. So
I have no shame, so. But okay.
Neither do I, but.
Like
you know that song you're listening to.
I will not lie to you. I have Frozen on this phone. Let it go. It doesn't bother me. I have Let It Go on this phone. It does not bother. The song is a nice song. It has a good beat to it.
I don't like it.
Sometimes it's good when you're driving. I have a song for everything. Like I have songs on here that are perfect for working out. But I can't listen to Rage Against the Machine while I'm driving. I just want to speed and run shit over. you know, or like,
that's the entire reason that I'm not allowed to drive when we see a Fast and the Furious movie after. Like, I'm not allowed to drive at all. Like after we saw, I think the second one in theaters, it was no, Chad.
When I drive, I want to listen
to
to like old school rock and roll, like Journey, Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, AC/DC, except for like Thunderstruck, because I just want to speed with that too. It is old school.
That's my shit, though.
Van Helsing, or not Van Helsing, Van
Halen. Van Halen or Van Hagar, because that's two different Halens.
Van Halen. So I have a handful of those songs that I want to enjoy. Rap. I don't dislike rap when it comes to driving. It's good to listen to music when you're driving.
Butter.
So
there's really nothing on your iPod that you don't think I would chastise you for.
You probably chastised me for.
All right, that's your list. There's your list. Don't go into detail now. That's for the kids next week.
I'm just trying to get a little better sense on like guilty pleasure
songs. Like most awesomely bad songs ever. Like in current agreement would be "We Built This City."
Like Ice Ice Baby.
If that's one of your favorites, it would be on my list.
So do you actually just want to do top 10 favorite songs of all time?
No.
And then next week we'll do guilty pleasure songs, or songs that suck but we like. Like I'll give you an example of one. Have you ever played Guitar Hero?
Yes.
You remember the song by Freezy Pop, Let's Talk More Rock?
Wow, no.
I'll let you listen to it after this. That is like one of my songs that's like very unpopular, but I really enjoy this song.
But I don't know. I guess I'm thinking of this differently. Like you would be cruising down the road right now, and a song came on, and you're like, "It's Britney Spears," but I'm alone. Fuck it. Hit me, baby.
Everyone knows.
While you're driving down the road, you would sing it out loud, and you would have a great time doing it.
You want to know why?
Only because nobody's there.
You know,
only because
you want to know why they're called pop. It's called pop culture, pop classics, because everyone knows every word to it. Like.
But do you enjoy it? It doesn't matter if it pops into your fucking head. You enjoy it while you're sitting there like cruising down the road. Like
I have no issue admitting that I'll listen to Britney Spears any day of the week, twice on Sunday. But okay, I'll give you a better example. At work, we listen to 90s, and you have like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, and I grew up on that stuff. So no, I'm not a huge NSYNC. And when I was a kid, I liked NSYNC. I just liked the beat on it. And
I liked NSYNC more than I liked Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I did too. But Backstreet Boys had some really good songs, like "Larger Than Life." Like if you just listen to the instrumental on it's very well done. There's a lot of good music in here.
Well, every club I went to,
it's hidden behind a bunch of gay guys, or guys tend to be straight that half of them are gay and one's a drug addict, and all these things mesh together, and they're hiding great music behind this. If you'd have handed that song, let's pick a really good NSYNC song right now. I want it that way. I want it. Give that to Billy Joel, and that is a freaking timeless classic.
Yeah, it was. That was insane.
No, that's Backstreet Boys.
Tell me why I ain't nothing but a heart.
That's Backstreet Boys.
Really?
Okay. You're all I ever wanted. I want you back. All I ever wanted. All I ever needed. Tell me what to do now. I want you back. That's NSYNC. Or Bye Bye Bye.
That was the one where they were all ragdolls and shit?
No, that was in the next one. That's Bye Bye Bye. Because the album was called No Strings Attached.
And NSYNC was Justin, right?
Justin Timberlake. Yeah. But if you handed that song, the music...
If you handed My Way to Def Leppard and said, make it a ballad.
Make it a rock song. Yes.
Make it a ballad, make it a rock song.
And people say what they want because they hated the boy band image and like, oh, if you like boy bands, you're gay. Or something like that. That was really huge when I was a kid.
Well, you can hate it as much as you want, but that's the cycle because when I was a kid, we have New Kids on the Block, New Wave, all that shit, and it comes up, and then it drops the fuck off.
Like right now, you have One Direction. The thing about One Direction is they're the only boy band, so they got
the market corner.
They have
they're done, aren't they?
No, they're not done.
Or just Zach? He's out.
Maybe one of them is out, but they still put out music.
Yeah, Nerdcast.
So that's how.
Mentioned One Direction. Enjoy that.
But I'm just saying, there are good songs that if you handed the same song to Billy Joel or like a really like known like vocalist who not flashy, wasn't like Elton John. I know he's gay and shit, but Don't really care. Don't really care. It's cool. He's still a fantastic artist. Okay, you can say what you want about him. He's a fantastic artist. But him and Billy Joel, you hand them one of those songs, and they made it into like a with guitar and like some really good
stuff. On the piano solo.
Oh yeah, without all the the electronicals.
Like Crocodile Rock doesn't make any fucking sense, but it's fantastic. You have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Who else would be like Elizabeth Taylor? No, not Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh my god.
Not Elizabeth Taylor. You know what I'm talking about. Tina Turner. Hand her some of these songs, and she would make really good music out of it. They would be timeless classics. Mm. But 10 years later, we listen to these songs, we don't give a shit that it was by a bunch of dudes who kind of came off as this possibly gay, possibly not group. Maybe it's just good songs.
Yeah, but maybe I grew up in a different society because it was just like, I don't know. How old are you now?
I'm 28.
Okay, yeah.
I was during the age of, and this still lingers in the local school here, where the only way that you could prove to everyone that you're not gay was to call everyone else gay. That's the age of which I grew up.
that was it.
And it's still like that now. So
I don't know. I guess I grew up in a different time because when I say guilty pleasure song, it's kind of like when you're cruising by yourself, you'll crank that shit way up, but as soon as your boys get in the car, you'll be like, oh my god, stupid ass radio station, change the channel immediately.
Okay,
do you understand what I'm saying now?
Have you seen Harold and Kumar?
Yeah.
When they're in the car,
all of them repeatedly.
Okay, when they're they steal that guy's car and they listen to "Oh, hold on for one more day," that kind of like okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'd have to really think about that because I have no shame, so I'll listen to any song and rock out to any song as long as I know the words.
So why? But there was a time when I thought being popular was more important than being me.
Yeah, we all have that.
I am well beyond fucking that.
It's called being a kid, so.
Yeah, well, I'm well beyond that now. But do you understand the feeling I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
To where if someone was going to jump at your girl, and not so much your parents, because actually, and funny story, internet, in 1990, I bought Digital Underground Sex Packets on cassette. My father, wanting to make sure that I was listening to fun stuff and stuff that wasn't going to somehow negatively affect me, it's like, well, here, let's pop it in. Let's listen to it on the way home. There is nothing more embarrassing than listening to freaks of the industry on the way home from Uniontown with your father on cassette. It's weird.
Okay, that's like that would be an example by Rick Isley. Yeah, it's a song. That's an example of one song that most people probably wouldn't have on their phone, but I like the song. I can't help it. I like the song. There's another one probably.
Oh, well, that's just fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
That's just fun.
But I'm just trying to get a better beat on this because honest to God, internet, no shame. I will sing out any song I hear that I like. Oh, good call.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you are seriously, you're not gonna. You wouldn't if it came up on your playlist. If it came up on your playlist, if it came up on your playlist, you'd be like, oh shit, everyone's got that one. But you would not be driving down the road with your boy and be like, oh wait a minute, you gotta check this shit out. You would not do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Are we on the same page now? You're not going to dial it up and be like, oh my god, I just downloaded the best 18 shit right now. You got to listen to it.
I have no shame. Like, this is why I have a lot of girlfriends. Like, whenever Spice Girls come on.
But would you dial it up on purpose?
Yeah. The fact that I know. For example, like Spice Girls comes on, I don't remember the name of the song. If you want to be my lover.
If you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends. Friendship, that's right. Yeah,
that one. I don't remember the name. Wannabe. I think it's called Wannabe.
Yes,
that's the name of the song. And yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but
that feeling right there.
I have no issue.
Because you know exactly what that song is right now. I ain't even gonna play it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, play it. Even that one. A Great Big World, Christina Aguilera. That's not something you're gonna dial up when your boys are in the car. But if it's playing while your boys are in the car, you're gonna kind of like, hey, shit, the playlist. Let's just let it roll because I know the next song's awesome.
Yeah.
You would try to just explain that shit away and let it roll.
I got you.
All right. 15 minutes later, we're good.
It's a 45-minute We break a record every week. We have to start.
Well, actually, like 30 minutes of that was a solid top 10. The last 15 was just me and you debating what classifies as what I thought I meant and what you thought I meant.
I get what you. It's just it's gonna be very hard because I don't have any shame. I'm beyond the point of shame where I'll sing any song that I know the words to and I like. So
try being 9 years older.
You have 9 more years of musical data and musical info.
I do, and We Built This City will be on my list somewhere.
What is like? Okay, I know I got a perfect example of what you're talking about. If you're alone in the car, and man, I feel like a woman comes on. Everyone knows the words to that, but everyone's gonna sing it. But you wouldn't want to sing with all your boys around.
I would actually change the station because I'm just not a huge Shania.
Neither am I.
No, it wouldn't catch me up. Okay. That wouldn't catch me. That
See, I have songs
that's not on my playlist at all.
Like I listen to a lot of X Factor. I watched X Factor a lot. So there are performances on X Factor that I will just listen to that I like the performances.
I got shit from the sing off on my iPhone.
Pitch Perfect.
Glee.
I have lots of Glee on
lots of Glee on my phone.
All right, we're out, internet. 46 minutes roughly. So sorry if you watch the whole thing. Kudos to you. You deserve a prize.
If not, don't worry about it. Watch it up to minute 30. But if you're already here,
Happy Veterans Day.
Representing Stargate and Captain America, my veteran teams.
America. See ya.
Hoorah.
I'm representing the Alliance and the Empire, I guess, but more the Alliance.
Hoorah, hoorah.
I got this hat for free, so I can't say much. It's an awesome hat. I got it for free pre-ordering the game. So
good for you. If you bleed green, keep bleeding green.